If you're a Thrive user and are really excited about their new Apprentice Learning Management System platform, you're going to want to watch this entire tutorial. Hey guys, I'm John from Incomesh.com, and in today's video, we're going to do a complete business build, and that's going to be from starting a brand new website. And by the end of the video, you're going to have an online course delivered through Thrive Apprentice, the brand new learning management system plugin. But instead of protecting it using Sendowl, which is the integration built out by Thrive themes themselves, we're instead going to do something that I think is a little bit better, which is allowing ourselves to use WooCommerce and Cartflows to sell upsells, downsells, bump offers, subscriptions, whatever you would like. And we're going to protect all of our courses using WooCommerce memberships. This is going to be a slightly more advanced video, but I think it's really exciting to show because I've seen a lot of comments of people who like the potential of Thrive Apprentice, but they don't think that the Sendowl integration is quite there yet. Personally, I kind of agree. If you want simplicity and just, sell a course and be done with it, then I think that the Sendowl integration is good. But if you want to build a long-term business where you want to be able to have subscription products, you want to maybe link a forum or support area along with your courses, you're going to want a slightly more robust system. And what I'm going to build for you here today is going to be that system. Now, this is going to be a completely free tutorial. The only thing I ask is if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button and the like button below, and let me know if you like this tutorial and where you'd like me to go next. All right, let's go ahead and dive into it. Okay, so we're going to go into our Bluehost account. If you don't have hosting yet for your website, which you probably do if you're watching this video, but if not, shameless plug, incomesh.com/Bluehost will give myself a little commission for doing it, and I'll sign up. I enjoy Bluehost. It allows you to make a lot of websites, as you can see here. A lot of these are test websites that I do. I also do some client work here, which is a great thing. Alrighty, so here we are in our website. There's nothing going on here. If we go to the main area, there's just nothing on this website. We're brand new, and by the end of it, it's going to look pretty fabulous. So what we're going to do first is head into our dashboard, and then we'll come down here to appearance. Let's first add a theme that I think is going to be more useful for this tutorial, and we'll go to themes, add new, and we will search in the search bar for Astra. It's a theme that I definitely recommend for new people. It's very intuitive to use, very lightweight, and has some good integrations with just about everything under the sun. So we'll activate that theme. Okay, good to go. And now we'll go to plugins and add new. And there's a number of plugins we're going to be adding over time. Let's first start with WooCommerce. And we'll type in WooCommerce in the search bar. And this is right here for us ready to go, free, and it powers, I think, like 25% of online stores, I think was the latest statistic that I had heard. So we'll install and activate. And if it's the first time that you have installed WooCommerce, there will give you a wizard that you can go through, and we can just walk through the settings, and you'll just be putting in some information, your address, what you're planning on selling, digital products or physical products. I've already filled some of this out on this test website, so no need to go back and do that. But once you install WooCommerce, you'll be able to create products, which we'll get to in just a moment. Let's go ahead and add a couple more plugins here. We're also going to want to use WooCommerce membership. I'll leave links for all of these plugins in the description below. You can click through to it. WooCommerce membership is a premium plugin. There are ways for you to get it without paying. I think let's go ahead and go to WooCommerce membership and just show you what the price is for this. So the price of this is $150 for a single site for 1 year of updates and support. In my opinion, that is a little bit pricey. It's a good plugin. There are ways for you to get it without support for a cheaper price. And if you're interested in how to do that, basically you can Google GPL clubs. There's some discussion around whether it's ethical or not. I use it primarily for testing purposes, to test out different solutions, but you want to make sure the developers get their money as well. So I do recommend you buy from WooCommerce, their direct store, but there are options for you if you are on a bootstrap budget. But we're not going to talk ethics in this video. We're going to go straight into the tutorial. So we're going to go to the plugins, and once you've purchased WooCommerce memberships, you'll be able to download a zip file, and I'll go into upload my plugin here, and I'll choose the file. I have it over here on the side. So I'll drag my plugin directly here on the choose file button, and I'll be able to install it now, WooCommerce memberships. Okay, we'll install and activate. And we'll do the setup for this all together. The last plugin we're going to need is to get Thrive themes. This is all about Thrive Apprentice. And so what we want to do is go to, let me put the search bar in here. I want to go to incomemesh.com/Thrive membership. If you don't have a subscription already, I definitely recommend you check it out. If you are just getting started, it gives you pretty much all the tools you'll need. And this is my affiliate link, of course. And I appreciate it if you guys choose to purchase through that link. And once you are in and you've created your account here, you'll be able to go to your member dashboard. And the first thing here is to access your products. And they've done a good job of creating this Thrive Product Manager plugin, which I'll download and put right here. And that allows you to not have to go through and install a bunch of plugins when you get started with Thrive. So let me show you how that works. We'll go to Plugins, Add New. And we'll upload a plugin one last time. And we'll drag in the Thrive Product Manager here, and we'll install that. Okay, and we'll say Activate Plugin. And now if we click on Product Manager, it will pull up all of the products in the suite of products for Thrive themes. You can select all of them and install them all at once, but for this tutorial, we'll select just a few. We'll do Apprentice, we'll do Architect, and I think that's enough for this tutorial. You could also install their themes from here, but I'd highly recommend you wait to do that until they release their new theme builder, which hopefully is coming soon. I know they're working hard on that. They've been a little quiet on it, but I'm sure they're getting to it. So once you've selected the plugins you want to put on, go ahead and click Install Selected Products, and it'll go through its process here. Okay, so they're all ready to go. We can go back to the Thrive Themes dashboard, and now we can see we have Thrive Apprentice and Thrive Architect installed and ready to go here. Now, this is all you would need if you just want to sell your courses and protect them and deliver them using Thrive Apprentice. But I also want to spice it up a little bit and be able to offer upsells and other things to help the selling process go better and smoother. So we're going to add one more plugin called Cartflows. This is one that I am a big proponent of. I think they're doing a great job. They're going to become like the de facto way of selling things on WordPress. And they're developing very rapidly. So you can search for Cartflows in your plugins area and install and activate this as well. And you don't need to do Cartflows Pro, but I am a Pro member and I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and also install Cartflows Pro and show you what that allows for you to do as well. If you don't have Cartflows and you're interested to go, all out, you can go to incomemesh.com/Cartflows. And that will take you to my affiliate link for Cartflows, and you can sign up now. The pricing for this plugin here is currently $300 a year, which you might be like, oh my gosh, that is expensive when it comes to WordPress plugins. But if you look at what this is really doing, it's really kind of taking on ClickFunnels and Kartra and lead pages and some of those that are full-blown solutions. It's taking them head on with WordPress, which I think is a big task to do. But they've got a ton of features here, and it's not just one website, which is what like ThriveCart and some of those other systems allow for one website. This is actually for, I believe, 30 websites when you get it. So if you only have one website, you might be like, not for me. And in that case, sure, you can use the free plugin pretty well. But if you do clients, one client is going to pay for your subscription. So if you do one project a year, you're good to go. And then you'll have, I think, 30 licenses to use. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. I'm just going to download Cartflows Pro, and I'll come right back when I'm ready to install it. Alrighty, so I've downloaded it, and it's right here in my little download bar. So I'll go back to my plugins, and I'll upload a plugin again, and now I'll put Cartflows Pro in and install that bad boy as well. I'll activate it. And now just to recap what we've done so far, we've installed Cartflows, Cartflows Pro, Thrive Apprentice, Thrive Architect, Thrive Product Manager, WooCommerce, and WooCommerce Membership. If you are scared of plugins, you might be like, oh my gosh, there's so many plugins on the site already. No, not really. These are really just one plugin together. Thrive, their stuff works really well together. And then WooCommerce is here. So if it gets, we're already at 7 and we haven't done anything on the website yet, but don't worry, this is all you're going to need to do a pretty significant amount of work with your business. So there are really a ton of different ways you can go about this project at this point. What I want to do is kind of start from the end and work my way back through. So what we're going to do is start by building the course that we eventually want to sell and deliver. So to do that, let's go to our Thrive dashboard, go to Thrive Apprentice. And it looks like it has some previous courses I was playing with here. So I'll just delete them real quick and show you what it's going to look like when you first sign in. Okay, so now we have an empty dashboard here. We're going to go to add a new course. And now we'll be able to give the course a name. So let's call this Apprentice Tutorial Course. Give it a quick description. Alrighty, so we've given a little description here. You can add a video description if you choose to, which I think is a pretty cool feature there. But for that, we'll be okay. Let's go ahead and give it an image here. And we'll just pick something that was on this media library here, like a pretty little mountain. I like that, how nice. And under advanced settings, we'll come back to this, but we don't need anything on this right now. Let's go ahead and save this course. And then we have to add a couple lessons, right? So we want to make sure that our protection is working. So let's go ahead and go to add a new lesson, and we'll call this lesson 1. Give a little title there, and we don't need a description here. Let's go ahead and hit save. And now we have our draft course. We can go to edit with architect here with a little pencil button and start to already immediately add in our content for this course. So already this course is looking nice. It has a nice little backdrop. Your typography and all these things might look a little different for you. We can go through customizing your theme, but essentially you would just go and adjust the template and the styling of the courses itself. But this is perfectly fine as it is. We can go to the plus button over here on the elements, and then you have all of your building blocks here to build a pretty cool looking course. You can just do some basic text, add a little intro there. Maybe we want to add a download box here. So we can go to the styled boxes. I'm just going to type style, and you'll see a styled box. Thrive is doing a great job of giving you a lot of building blocks already, so you don't need to build everything from scratch. As I scroll through here, they could do a better job of organizing it, honestly. But if you scroll through, you'll eventually see things like quick links and skill boxes and step-by-step boxes. A lot of these are good for courses. So let's, for example, go to this download list box. So I click that. This will import the lesson essentials, where you can link up each one of these buttons to a particular PDF or attachment or video or whatever you want to do to give some additional rich content into the lesson. Okay, so that'll work for lesson 1. Let's go ahead and save and exit. Now you can see this course is here, and these don't go anywhere at the moment, but you can imagine how it would. And then we can go back to, let's go back up here to the Thrive Apprentice tutorial course. And we can now see we have edit course is up here on our admin bar as well. So we can go back here and edit the course. Now let's add one more lesson just for good measure. Give it some silly title. And this one, let's make it a video lesson just to show something different. And I will find a video URL real quick. Alrighty, so I found a previous tutorial that I did about Thrive Apprentice and put the URL here from YouTube. And also I want to mention here, you can allow users to comment or not comment on the lesson. I highly recommend you enable comments because that allows you as the course creator to more dynamically and easily improve the course over time, because they're going to, if they have a question and they're right there on the lesson, they're not going to want to bounce off and send you an email. They can leave a comment right here, and Thrive Comments does a great job as well of moderating those comments and allowing you to quickly navigate and respond to them. So I've already, on some of my courses, I have comments enabled, and it allows me to very quickly say, I need to add a lesson about this topic because the question keeps coming up. So just a little tip there. We'll hit save here. And then we'll go into Edit with Thrive Architect as well and just do a little bit of styling on this lesson. Okay, so here is the lesson here. One little gripe, I don't care for how the YouTube videos are embedded because it has this very wide aspect ratio and then it has a full width thumbnail. So I'm not a huge fan. I personally use WooPlayer, which does a fantastic job of protecting your content, and it lines up nicely in this embed area. So your mileage may vary, but you can also use Vimeo, which I think does a better job, and YouTube as well if it's a free course and things of that nature. Obviously, if you are doing a premium course, I would recommend not using YouTube for your content protection or your video delivery, because you can't really protect YouTube videos and you don't want pirates and all that bad stuff getting in there. So let's go ahead and we have our video. Let's just put a little image in here just to show a different item. Classic stock image. And you can also add some columns. So you have full design control here using Thrive Architect, where you can create your content exactly how you want it to be. Another little tip you could do here, you could have testimonials where they could have like a testimonial capture area at the bottom of the last lesson of your course. A lot of things you can do to really increase some engagement here. And, conveniently, Thrive offers Thrive Ovation, and which is a testimonial capturing plugin and testimonial management plugin. I think they're the only people who have a plugin directly related to that, but it's a huge thing with marketing to make sure your testimonials are on spot. So that's an option for you there. So I'll save this lesson and exit. So now we have our course. Woohoo! Looks good so far. Let's just go through and preview it to see what it's going to look like here. So we have our, let me first go into the course. We've created the lessons, but they are not published yet. So we'll go back to edit the course, and you can see these red icons here on the left-hand side means the course lessons are not published. So we'll go ahead and publish these. Okay, so the lessons are now published, we're green, and the course itself, however, is still not published. So what we can do is we'll publish it for now. If you have other courses there and you want to set up protection, leave it unpublished at this moment, but because we're not really going to allow them access into the course area unless they've purchased access into it, we're not going to worry too much about this here. But when it is published, you should be able to now preview the course. And you'll be able to see this, very beautiful looking, premium looking course area. Lesson 1, lesson 2, you can start the course. All kinds of good stuff here. So already looking pretty good, but we now need to create a lot of different things. We need to make the product that's going to link to this course. We need to create the membership level, which is going to protect, and we'll walk through all this together, but we'll create the membership level, which will kind of link the product that they're buying with the course itself and provide protection options there. We also want to build the sales funnel to sell the course, right? So we've got a lot in store here. I'm pretty ambitious video today, but I'm excited for it. So the next thing we want to do, we're working our way backwards, right? So what is the thing that happens just before before they get access to the course? Well, we're going to do some membership work now. So we'll go back to our dashboard. And under WooCommerce, we have a membership area here. So we'll go to WooCommerce memberships, and looks like I have some test work here. Let me go ahead and just delete all this. So no memberships here. Let's go to our membership plans. Again, I have some stuff I was playing with before recording, so let's delete this. Okay, so we have a blank area here for our membership plans. We'll go ahead and go to add membership plan. And here we go. So memberships with WooCommerce is really nice. One of the reasons why I like WooCommerce memberships is because it doesn't have its own payment system built in. It's riding on top of WooCommerce, which is super powerful. But if you go with like a wishlist member or a MemberPress or some of the other ones that Thrive also integrates with, it gives you kind of the problem of it has its own payment process system, it has its own dashboard. So you start having these fragmented pieces of your website where you have a WooCommerce dashboard, but then you have a MemberPress dashboard, and you have a wishlist member dashboard, and it's a mess. So I like WooCommerce membership because it keeps it clean and simple. That's one reason. The second reason is that it has a rules-based protection system. There are other plugins like WP Fusion, which I love, but it protects it on a page-by-page basis. And what I really want to be able to do here is protect the course as a whole. Thrive Apprentice over here, it doesn't use a standard WordPress dashboard, a standard WordPress interface, which means that some plugins like WP Fusion, it needs to be on this page within the WordPress dashboard to enable protection rules. And Thrive, because they're so pretty and they like to work on their user interface, they've kind of deactivated some of those abilities. So WooCommerce membership kind of gets around all of that, and it's a very nice seamless transition. So we'll call this membership plan. We'll give it a name here, and we'll just call it Thrive Apprentice Protection Course, and give it a slug as well, which can just be TAPC, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. And then upon grant access upon, we'll leave this, we'll say product purchase, but I don't think we have the product built yet. So we'll go ahead and just say manual assignment only for now, and then we'll come back and we might need to adjust this once we've built the product that it links to. And then membership length, if you want it to be for a year, for a quarter, or unlimited, which is probably the most common one, you can adjust it there. And now here under restrict content, this little side panel here, this is how we're actually going to protect the course itself. So we'll go ahead and make a new rule. And under type, instead of posts, pages, you'll see eventually here that you'll have courses as a taxonomy. Taxonomy is basically just a geeky way of saying a type of content. So we want to restrict access to a course. And now we should be able to search for the course called Apprentice Tutorial Course. So this is the money right here. So this allows you to protect all the content for only people who are enrolled in this membership plan. Boom. Okay, and so we'll say, and then we can look at other options here. For example, this is one of the reasons why this is so powerful. Here, you're able to set up dynamic rules where if you have maybe 4 courses on your course area, you can actually make it so that they can only access course 2 if they've purchased and completed course 1 and things of that nature. So you get you need some creativity to kind of make all that work, but using membership plugins like WooCommerce Membership gives you a lot of flexibility that you don't have otherwise using the Sendowl integration. And then we can skip over some of this stuff, but you could customize what emails are sent to users and everything else, but we're going to have enough content here as it is. So we'll go ahead and publish this membership plan. All right, fantastic. So the membership plan has been saved. Let's go next step in our backwards progression here, and let's create the product that they're going to purchase that's going to give them access to the course. So we're going to go to Products, Add New. And now here we can, we don't need to worry about designing this product page at all because we're going to build a sales funnel to deliver it. I know we're getting like super geeky here, but this is, if you're going to put a lot of time into building a premium course, you want to make sure that the sales process works nicely. So let's go ahead and call this the Thrive Apprentice course. This is going to be visible. The name of the product is going to be visible on their order details and in their dashboard. So you want to name this a real name here, but you don't need to worry too much about adding a description because we're going to do that with Cartflows in a moment. Then down here for product data, we can just leave it as a simple product. It's going to be virtual and downloadable. You can make it downloadable. I like to call it a downloadable product, even though it's not like an ebook that you're selling, which is what is normally used for. Here we can give a link to the course itself. And this way, in their downloads area of their member dashboard, they'll have easy access to access the course at any time. So what we can do here is we'll say add a file, and we'll name the file access your course. And for the file URL, let's head back to our course here, and we'll hit the preview button. And we're going to want to take the URL of the course itself and put that in to this box here. That way, when they're on their dashboard, they'll be able to say access your course and go straight to the course itself. Okay, and for download limit, leave it to unlimited. That's perfectly fine. And download expiration, leave that as never there as well. For inventory, all the other stuff we can pretty much leave alone. The one thing we do want to go to though is, well, first we want to give it a price, right? So let's say we're going to sell this for $97, and you could add a sale price there if you'd like. But for now, we don't need to do that. Now here, as you scroll down to memberships area, when they purchase this product, we want to grant access to that membership that we just created. So we're going to search here for our, I think it's Thrive. So when they make the purchase of this course, we want to give access to the course, right? That's pretty logical there. So that will take care of granting access to the product, and now we'll publish this product here. Alrighty, rock and roll. So now what we could do is view the product, and we haven't added an image or anything. Heather Scott, this is just a little template website. So here we could actually go ahead and purchase this and go through the entire process and be done. At this point, we have a protected website or protected course that we could purchase from. You know what? There's something going on here where I deleted the pages going into this tutorial. So I'll need to go into WooCommerce and actually set up the pages one last time. You might not have to do this step if you follow the WooCommerce wizard when you were first setting it up, but I was trying to be nice for you guys, and I mess myself up in the process. So I'm going to go ahead and create a few pages here. I'm going to create an account page, and let's publish it. We're going to create a cart page, publish it. And now let's head to WooCommerce Settings. And let's go down. Under the Advanced tab here, we can set the cart page to cart. The checkout page, we won't need to do that right now. Account page, we'll call it account, and terms and conditions we'll skip for now. The checkout page will actually be able to use Cartflows to create a global checkout page as well. We won't need to do that for this tutorial, but you'll be able to do that also. Okay, so now if I go to the product, let's go to products, all products. And if we view this course, we should be able to add it to the cart and view it in our cart. All right, so we'll be able to see this product here in our cart. We could add a picture to it. Let's go ahead and add a picture to this product real fast. We'll go to Edit Product, and let's scroll down to the featured product image here. And let's look for something that looks like a course. That kind of looks like a course. So we'll go ahead and do that. Set product image. And we'll update. Okay, so now just kind of recounting what we've done so far. We've created our course. We've created lessons in it and published the course. We've created a membership level to restrict access to that course. And then we've just created the product that's going to be purchasable to unlock access to the membership level. So you can see it starts to kind of build on each other, but if you work from backwards forwards, I think it makes it more intuitive and easy to go. So what happens next? Well, next we're in the sales process. So now we're going to create a sales funnel, and we'll go ahead and start with just a single landing page to a checkout page to a thank you page. And depending on how I feel after having done that, we might go through and add some upsells and downsells, but want to at least create the basic funnel here. So now what we're going to do is go into Cartflows, and we'll go to our flows area. And let me just delete the flows I've created. You know, as a little side note, I'm going to start from a totally fresh WordPress install. I was trying to cut some corners and I have to delete and recreate a website, so I'm not going to do that again. Okay, so I have no flows here. I've just deleted all the ones that were there. So we'll go ahead and add a new flow. And for this one, I'm going to use Thrive Architect, because if you're selling with Thrive Apprentice, you're probably also using Thrive Architect. Right now, I don't think there are any templates here. Let me go into the settings of Cartflows and see if they have any templates for Thrive yet. Not yet, which is okay. So we're going to go ahead and just save this. And let's create a flow here. We'll add a new flow and we'll design it. And so here we are. And we'll name this one Thrive Apprentice Course Tutorial Flow. And let's disable test mode up here, because we're going to actually tell it which product we're trying to sell. So we'll hit update here just to save the settings. And now we can go, I like to do backwards forwards. So we'll start with a thank you page. And we will go ahead and just create a thank you page here with Thrive Architect. We're starting from a blank canvas here, since we can't start from an Elementor template, for example. So what we're going to do is go to the template for page builders and hit update. Alrighty, and I'm going to go ahead and copy the shortcode, Cartflows order details. This is what we're going to put into the design itself, but I'll actually do the designing in Thrive Architect here. So I'll click on that green button to open up Thrive Architect. And now we have a white canvas. We get to play around and build a cool page. You could, at this point, go in and pick a template here, which I'll show you that on the landing page. But for the checkout page and for the thank you page, let's just build something very simple here. So we'll do a background section. And for the width, we'll make it 1080 pixels. And let's go ahead and add some text into it. We'll say, thank you for your purchase. And let's make this H1, centerline it. Background section, let's go ahead and do a little bit of styling here. I'm not going to waste your time too much on styling or anything like that, but I want to show you a little bit of actually how you would create this flow here from scratch. So I'll make that a dark gray background. We'll go down to our typography settings and change the font, the color inside to a gray. And let's give it a little bit more height than this and centerline it. Looks pretty good so far. And for spacing, let's just make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so thank you for your purchase. Just take a quick peek over here. Maybe a little bit too big there. Okay, so now we have that section's good to go. Just for fun, I'll put a little shadow on it. All right, so thank you for your purchase. Now I want to have a call to action button that's going to send them into the course. So let's say, put some text down here. And let me actually add a background section. So I'll add a background section. Again, we're going to say 1080 width. And now let's take this text, put it in here. Access your course below. Give them some very brief instructions. You'd want to do a better job of kind of giving them some orientation, but you'll kind of see as I'm building through here how you can do this. Let's make this like an H3, centerline it, and now let's put a button here and put it here in the middle, and we'll say apprentice course. And you could color this if you'd like. I'll skip over that. And now let's grab this URL one more time. And in our design, we can go to the action, or just main options is fine. And the button link. I think if I search for apprentice course, there we go. So it can actually, just by searching, I can see is going to link me to the course itself, which is correctly taking me to that lesson. Okay, so we have our action here. Let's just make this a little bit bigger. Oh, that's too big. All right, that'll work. And then finally, let us put the order details of what we did. So we'll do below the button, we'll say, and here are your order details. And beneath this, to add shortcodes, you want to use WordPress content. So we'll search for WordPress content and drag it right here underneath it. And I think I got rid of my clipboard. So we'll grab that shortcode again and paste it in and hit save. And you're probably not going to get anything at first because we haven't actually had an order yet. But we can go ahead and save this. You know, you could do some more design obviously all day long, but now we have what should be a functional order page, or a functional thank you page. And we have a button here that should take us to the course once it's fully protected. All right, so we'll call that a check in the box for the thank you page. Now let's work our way back by going back to our flow. You know, another thing I wanted to mention here is they've done some additional updates where you can add custom scripts. So if you're running ads to your flow, to your funnel, you can put your Facebook pixels script here, which is a fantastic addition. And also you can adjust the design, the font type, and all sorts of cool things here, which we'll skip over for the sake of time. Let's go back to our flow and go to the step before, which is the checkout page. And let's edit this guy as well. And here, of course, it's going to create its own slug. So it just says checkout page. We might want to name that something a little better. So Thrive Apprentice Course Checkout, something of that nature. You're going to create multiple flows over time, so you don't want to get stuck on the same URL. So we'll change it to the template for page builders off on the right here and hit update. And before we do any design work, let's go ahead and walk through these options here for the checkout layout. So first of all, the product, we want to select the product we want to sell, which is the apprentice course. So I'll just search for apprentice. Here we are. And you can apply a coupon automatically if they go through here. So for example, if it's like a limited time offer, you can pre-apply the coupon. And you can also do additional options here. We'll keep this one pretty simple though. You can add an order bump here, which allows you to maybe attach some additional bonuses and goodies or some shortcuts to the course here. And you can add that all in and give customized discounts along the way, which we'll skip over for this one here. But you can, that would be a very nice thing to do as well. That's nicely implemented in Cartflows. For the design, you can do a 2-column or a 1-column layout. I'll show you what each of those look like. Let's go ahead and give it a primary color of not this orange, but let's say maybe I like that. Looks pretty good. And font family, let's just go like Poppins, for example. All right, so we have some design here, and you could also go nuts with individual, all sorts of design options here. but we'll keep it simple for now. You can allow a coupon field or not. Let's take the coupon field off. Additional field, that's like order details, we can take that off. Ship to different address, we can take that off. And custom field editor, here we go. So now this is one of the big powerful things for Cartflows. But before I start adjusting this, let me show you what this looks like as it is. So let's go ahead and start building a very basic checkout page, and then you can see the benefits of Cartflows here. Okay, so let's start designing this by going to Launch Thrive Architect, and I'll hide myself. Alrighty, so once again, we have our blank page. Let's go ahead and add that background section. Just kind of keep a similar design from the previous page. Let's give it some height, and let's add some text into it. I think I was on heading 1. If I was smart, I would have just saved it as a template, but I wasn't thinking about that. So we'll say, you are moments away from starting your course. And let's do a quick little transform, make it all caps, center line. And on the background section, let's add that color, that gray color. Not the prettiest color, but it's what I chose, and we're going to go with it. And then for typography, let's go for white. So now I have a very basic header here. And again, I like shadows. Really been feeling the box shadows recently. So we have that. What I want to do is let's do another background section here, which will be where we put the checkout field, the checkout form, our standard width. But what I want to do, instead of just adding it directly below, let's have a little bit of overlap with some negative padding. So we'll add a content box inside of this. And let's make the background style white. And what we're going to do is let's add our shortcode into this with the WordPress content. So we'll drag this into the middle. And I think I kept order details. That's not what I want. I want to get my shortcode, Cartflows checkout. So that's what we're going to pull in to dynamically pull all the details of the order. So Cartflows checkout, put that guy here. And then let's do a couple of things. I want to add some additional padding to this background section here. So let's pull this down a little bit. And then on this content box, this checkout ID is in, I want to actually put some negative margin, which is going to have it overlap a little bit of that previous section. And then I'll also, put shadow on it for fun. And now let's give a little bit of padding on the inside so this checkout field looks nicer. Let's just put maybe 15 pixels of padding so we have a nice little border there between the content box and the checkout. And let's add a little bit of a rounded corner by going to borders and corners and just sliding this guy up to maybe about 7. So now we have a nice looking area to place our checkout information. And finally, underneath all this, let's put a little a guarantee box, which Thrive gives us a lot of options for here. We'll put this below the content box. And let's just do this guy here. No, free delivery doesn't make any sense. This is a digital product. Let's do a flat. This looks nice, 100 money back guarantee, yada, yada. That looks pretty good there. So let's go ahead and save this. And let's see if we can preview it. Okay, so now we have your moments away from starting your course and all of the details here. Like already, this is a pretty good looking checkout page, right? Like maybe that orange and that red doesn't work too well together, but all in all, this is a nice looking form. A challenge with this form here is that, first of all, there's too many fields. I don't need to know where you live if I'm trying to sell you a digital course, right? So let's go ahead, and now that we've seen how this looks by default, let's go into the checkout fields option here for that Cartflows step. And these little eyeballs here, we can make visible or not make visible each checkout field. And really, you can get rid of as many fields as you want to. For example, maybe I don't want 2 fields for their name. I don't need another last name. Let's, instead of telling them this is the first name, let's just call it name. If they want to give me the first name, give me the first name. Want to give me the last name, give me the last name. And then under field width, it doesn't have to be 50% because that wouldn't make any more sense anymore. So we'll make it 100% of the width and we'll call it name. Let me just show you what that looks like when we hit the update button. So here we have first name, last name, and then company. And once this is done loading, I will refresh this page. So now we just have a name field and then the rest of the fields. So let's go ahead and gut this as much as we can to make the purchasing friction as little as possible. So we'll take off company name, country, street address, apartment, town, state, zip. You may want to leave phone number on there, or you might want to add something like a Skype ID or something if there's some community aspect to what you're doing. You probably want to leave email address on though, right? Because that's how they're going to create their account if they don't already have one. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and what I've found, this is a personal preference, I prefer the one column layout over the two column layout because I feel like it's an easier process of walking through the checkout experience of kind of going line by line. Instead of having to dart your eyes left and right, I would rather just have them go from top to bottom. So we'll update this with those new configurations and let's come back to our checkout page and see what it does to our checkout experience. So we'll hit the refresh button now. And you can see it's adjusted things now where it's the name, email address, and then the product, the order, and you can place the order. Right now, I don't have Stripe set up to actually accept payments. So we're going to go ahead and do that momentarily once we're done designing the sales flow here. Okay, so far this looks good. Another thing we can do, and I'll do just as a way of demonstration here, because we have this as a single column, you could either do two things. One, you can make this skinnier because you don't need all this width to put your name field, or you can put some testimonials on the one-hand side. So let's just play around with some options here and see what would look best. Okay, so we have this, this WordPress content within the content box. What we could do, let's actually, instead of making this smaller, let's make the content box a little bit bigger here. Let's go up to maybe 1200 and make the content box fill up the entire amount. But then let's put some columns here instead. Let's do a 2-column layout. Maybe do like a 2/3, 1/3. And we'll put our checkout details on one part of the columns. And then here we can actually do some testimonials. So we could go into this, they have testimonial layouts already here for you. Where maybe let's just look for one that would probably look good. You have to be thoughtful because we are working with a very small amount of space here. So maybe something like this could work, where it has a nice image of the customer, their information, and their content here. Gosh, I'm not a big fan of these different colors. So let's just go ahead. I think these reds are very similar. Let's just make that button red as well. We'll do that in a minute. Let me just pick the red that I want. Okay. So now we have a testimonial on the one side, the billing details, and then the money back guarantee. So a lot of different things to help reduce that buyer's friction when they're going through the checkout process. All good stuff. Okay. So now we're done with our checkout box. We'll go ahead and save and exit. Give it one last look over. I think it looks really good. I didn't really check mobile responsiveness, but it should be nicely mobile responsive. So that as soon as it gets too small, it's going to go single column, put the testimonial below, and the guarantee below that. Very nice. Let's go back into the steps. And this is me simply being OCD. I'm going to go to the checkout design and put in a better red. So it's going to all kind of match up with that, with what was selected here for us. Okay, much better. I feel good now. We have our red. All right, so last step here. Let's go back to our flow, and we'll edit the landing page here. And this is where all the money is, right? Like this is your sales page. So let's take a little bit of time on this one here. We'll call it Thrive Apprentice Course, and we'll call this Thrive Apprentice Course Sales Page. Okay, and we'll go ahead and give it the template for page builders and hit update. So now as we scroll down, we'll see there's really only options for this little link here. And this is going to be the button that you put anywhere on the page in order to direct them to the next part of the flow. So whether that's a second landing page or checkout page, whatever is next, you can just put this little link into whatever the button is and you'll be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and copy that and put it on a little notepad here on the side just in case. And then also you'd be able to put your custom scripts here in case you're running pixel traffic, for example, to see how many people converted from your ad to your landing page. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do a little bit of design here. And so far we've built the pages from scratch, but on this, it makes no sense to start from scratch when Thrive gives you so many good landing pages. So I'll go to their landing page template with that little cloud button. And then when I filter templates by tags, I can actually scroll down and look for a couple of different options here. Like sales page, or let's just go with that. So now we have a bunch of different templates of pre-built sales pages. And what's awesome about Thrive is, let me just find one that I really like. I like this one here. The guy's face is so cheesy. Is that unlike what a lot of page builders will do, there's not lorem ipsum text anywhere on this spot here. So they're actually going to teach you a little bit about copywriting on the sales page itself, which is fantastic. So they're going to show you like this subheading has one job, make your visitor want to keep reading. So this is a great place to start the process. And honestly, like they're making money. They know what they're doing. So use their templates and use what they have here. So we're going to kind of look through here. I'm not going to edit this obviously, but everything you can adjust however you want to. What we do want to do is on this buy button, go to the button link over here, and let's simply paste in the link that we got from the settings there, which is the Cartflows next step. Okay, and we'll save our work. Okay, I'm going to look for if there's any other place where there's a buy button. There we go. There's another buy button. So let's put that on the second buy button as well. And then finally, they even have a link here. So we'll take that link and put that to the next step as well. Okay, so now this is your sales page. You can scroll through and take a look at it. And ideally, when they get so convinced, they click buy it now. It's going to take them to their checkout page. You know, you'd want to make sure, you know, having all the design flexibility in the world means that you really should make sure that your sales page kind of looks similar to your checkout page. They don't feel like they're going to a different experience, but this still, you know, it works for the sake of this demonstration here. So before we actually test and run through the entire process together, let's go ahead and make sure that we can accept payments, right? We can get the money. So we'll go back to our dashboard and go to WooCommerce and go to Settings. And under Payments, looks like I'm going to need to add my Stripe payment processor. Normally I do that when it first logs in, but this has been slightly unnormal since I've already kind of built this before this tutorial. So I'll go to Plugins and Add New. If you're going through the wizard, you probably added Stripe as you were going. So Stripe, WooCommerce. Perfect. WooCommerce Stripe Gateway, we'll install this and activate it. And if you don't have a Stripe account, it's free. It's an excellent way to accept credit card payments securely online. And what you do once you have your Stripe account set up at stripe.com, you can go to Payments here in WooCommerce. And now you'll have a Stripe credit card, and we'll be able to go to Manage. And then looks like I have my test mode already enabled. I think that should be good to go. So we'll go ahead and save this. And now let me hit refresh on the checkout page. And boom, okay. So now we have the ability for us to actually purchase this in a test environment and make sure everything's working properly. So let's go ahead and do that. What I'm going to do is go to so now we're just about ready for this all to tie together and work. And as I'm thinking through before we run through the test, I want to check one thing in our WooCommerce settings that is kind of important. And that is that we want to make sure that people cannot purchase as a guest. They need to have an account, because if they purchase as a guest, they're not going to be able to access the course because it won't know that they purchased it, right? So under here, you can go to your WooCommerce settings and head over to accounts and privacy. And you'll be able to go to the guest checkout, make sure that customers cannot place an order without an account. But we'll allow them to log into an existing account during the checkout process, or they can create an account during the checkout process, which is pretty cool. You also, a lot of different options here, allow them to make an account on the account page, yada, yada. Let them do what you want. You can make them create their own password or generate a password for them. Totally up to you on how you want to do that. But now I think we're in a good spot. We'll hit save here. And then let's just review, since we're on this tab here, let's go to the memberships area and take a look at what our settings are for the membership area. So content restriction mode, redirect to page. So here on our memberships tab, we want to go ahead and enable a content restriction mode. And what that means is if somebody happens to if somebody shares a link, let's say, to your course and the person does not have an account with your website, if they try to access your course, what do you want to happen? Do you want to hide the course completely? I don't recommend you do that. Do you want to hide the content only? I don't recommend you do that, and for a number of different reasons. But the best thing to do here is to say redirect to page. And basically what's going to happen is when they click on starting your course, it's going to take them to a restricted content page, which will then lead them into your sales process. Let's see, I don't think I have a page here to use, so let's go ahead and make a new page real fast. We'll just do a new page. And let's design this page as kind of like the bridge that's going to be what they see if they try to access the course that they can't get to. So we'll call this content restricted. And let's do a little bit of work here in Thrive Architect. Okay, so here we are on the content restricted page. Let's go ahead and just make this a very simple template here. Let's do like this nice little template. And we basically want to tell them that you don't have access to the product and click below to get access to the product. Okay, so we'll say you don't have access to the product, click below to learn more, and let's remove this for right now. Just follow along with me, I'll show you why we're doing that. We'll save and exit this page and head back to our WooCommerce memberships settings. Let's just save this and refresh it because I want to select that page now. So under select page, I should have that content restricted page here, and we'll save the changes one last time. Okay, let's do a quick test to make sure all this is working. So what we're going to try to do is access this course from an incognito window. Okay, so when I go to the course itself from an incognito window, it's not going to let me get there. It's going to send me to this, you don't have access to this product page. So now what I want to do is on the button here, let's send them into our sales flow. So we'll go to our flows one last time, and we can just click the view button here, copy link address, and in, what page are we at here? Okay, we'll edit this page with Thrive Architect again. And we'll say add a button. Learn more about this course. And that will take them into the sales page for the course. Okay, looking good so far. So before we go through and test all this, everything should be working at this point, but let's go ahead and just take a look at what the user is going to see. They don't have a home page here. So let's quickly add a home page that's going to give them two calls to action. One is access your course, and two is to learn more, is to basically go to the sales page. So we'll go to a new page, and let's grab a nice template from Thrive. We'll publish this page real quick, and let's launch Thrive Architect to edit it. Okay, so now here we are. Let's go to our cloud and get a nice home page. Let's see, does this have a home page? Let's just make a kind of a landing page as our home page here. This will work. All right, so we've set this up so that when they go to the home page, it's going to basically just be a landing page here. And we'll add another button. Let's just duplicate this. And we'll say, already a member, access your course. Let's make this one a smaller button. And let's finally below here, they're not going to have really a way to log in at this point. So let's give them a quick little button down here at the bottom. Let's, instead of being contact, let's call this login. Or let's say my dashboard. And let's link that with our account page. This is where they'll be able to see their order history, all that other stuff, and they'll also be able to log in if they are not logged in at the time. Okay, so let's save this and exit. I know I'm kind of zipping through this pretty quickly here. You know, as an example, I didn't actually link these up with the correct buttons. So sorry, let me go back in to edit these and link these buttons into the correct areas. So I want to start writing awesome copy now. Let's instead say, well, yeah, actually, this will be great. So that's a good link to go to the sales page. So we'll, let's grab the flow and we'll grab this link one more time. And let's put this as the button link that is going to take them to if they land on here and want to get into it. And then already a member access your course. Let's link this directly to the course page. So yes, I want to start writing awesome copy, or already a member access your course, and then otherwise they can get to their dashboard there. So now let's save and exit this. Okay. And let's just double check these buttons are working. So we can get to our sales page here. Or we can access our course, which takes them to the course. Or they can go to their dashboard, which opens up the account page, which I need to add a shortcode onto real fast. Let me go to edit this page here. Again, this is because I did things a little bit non-standard. Okay, so I'm just adding the my account shortcode onto this page to make sure that it shows up properly. So now if we view the page, we'll get our account details. We'll be able to see our orders and everything else along the way. Let's quickly set that page, that landing page we designed as the home page that they see when they get in. So our home page under settings and reading is going to be set to a static page, and we'll call it this apprentice course home page we just built. And we'll save changes. So now at this point, we should be ready to test. So let's go ahead and go to an incognito window, and I'll go to the website. So now here is our home page here on convertdash.com/thrive. And now we have a few buttons we should be able to click. If we go to the dashboard, it should take us to log in or register an account. Again, you can enable or disable registration if you'd like. Heading back to the home page. If we try to access the course and we're not logged in, we're not a member yet, it should take us to, you don't have access to this product. Click below to learn more about this course. And now we're back at the sales page. And we can also go straight here to see the sales process, the sales page. And everything's looking good. So let's go ahead and try to buy this course and see what happens. So I'll say buy it now. Now I'm here on the checkout page that we just created. Because I'm not logged in, it gives me this option here. If you're a returning customer, you can click to log in. Otherwise, I'll be creating an account using this email address here. So let's say John. Put an email address in that I can use for testing. And because I'm using Stripe's test mode, I can put in just 4 twos, and that will be an acceptable payment process. You can even save it to your account if you want to. Got our guarantee down at the bottom. Let's go ahead and place our order. Oh goodness, I already used this email address. And we'll place the order again with a different email address. And my phone is buzzing over here because I'm getting emails about the order being completed. So now we'll say, thank you for your purchase. You can access your course below. And here's the course as well as our order details using that shortcode there. So if we click on a Thrive Apprentice course, now it does not do a redirect. It gives us access to it. And now we can start our course. And here's everything we designed at the beginning of this lesson. We can go to the next lesson. And as you should be able to see here, we have our YouTube video.
Hey guys, in this video,
And you can even go back to leave comments if you like, or go to the course page. And now you can see it's also tracking our progress using our Thrive Apprentice plugin here. So we can see which lessons we've completed. What we can also see, if we go back to our home page, if we go to our dashboard, now we should be able to see a couple of additional things. On our orders, we should see the order that we placed. And on our downloads, we should be able to see our Thrive Apprentice course And this is what we did when I was making it a downloadable product versus simply a virtual product. Now we have a button here as well where we can access our course. So this is a nice thing to do because sometimes people don't want you to be able to see all your courses up front. Maybe you want to create your own little marketing channel or funnel where they only see the courses that you want them to have access to or to even be able to purchase at that point. So it's nice to be able to have a quick and easy way to allow them to access your course there. So at this point, we have a fully working funnel using Thrive Architect, using Thrive Apprentice, using Cartflows and Cartflows Pro, and WooCommerce memberships to tie it all together. This, in my opinion, is a slightly more complicated way of solving the puzzle. I think the send owl alone approach is a nice and simple way of doing the job. But what does this now allow us to do? So what we can do with this setup now, because we have access in our dashboard to, I don't have the memberships area here displayed, but they have access to an entire membership here. We could have a support forum. We could have a ticket system. A lot of different things that you can do now that they have user accounts and accesses and all sorts of different things with the WooCommerce ecosystem. Additionally, you can now do subscriptions much better with WooCommerce subscriptions. A lot of different coupon code opportunities and different things that are very helpful when everything's all done on your website. So at this point, we could go into a lot of additional little extensions of this, add some bumps, add some upsells and downsells, and let me know in the comments below if this was a helpful tutorial and where you'd like me to extend it, or if there's anything that wasn't quite clear along the way, because I did start from a website that I had to kind of add some short codes in as I was going. So let me know if there's anything that's not clear, and I'm happy to help you. And hopefully if you enjoyed this, you'll sign up for Cartflows and sign up for Thrive and use my affiliate links. And if nothing else, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.